right, so peace and greetings. I'm here to share with you some powerful and pertinent information. So let's get right to it. There is a new day on the horizon, and we're not going to play with these people any longer. By these people, I mean the so-called child support system and the court, and also and if this offends you, if you're a woman, then just keep listening if you need help as well. But basically, the women who seek to emasculate and to turn men into slaves with this child support system, especially you so-called black women. I'm calling you out because you're so quick to talk about what your men don't do. He's not this, he's not that. But anyway, I'm not going to waste any more of my time, thought, or breath on you at this point. We're going to get straight to it. Men, if you want help dealing with your child support situation, you need to contact me, and I'm going to give you the contact information either in this video or in a link below, or I will give you an email address to which you can send a message requesting a meeting. All right? It'll be a private meeting. And by private, I mean it is not to be disclosed. I may even type up what they call an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Or at the very least, I will have you to verbally acknowledge the non-disclosure agreement, and it will be enforced. And the reason I'm going to have a non-disclosure agreement is because these meetings are not open to so-called child support gurus. And this is not hating on any of them if their stuff actually works, right? Because you may have a few people, not many, a few people that can actually tell you what to do about child support, and it might actually work. But they usually charge, $1,800. They'll try to pretend like it's free, but it's not. $1,800, $2,000, $2,500. You understand? Now, when I initially began this channel, I was just trying to put out some free information. And then the haters started to run their mouth because after they asked me to do stuff for them, they complained about somebody charging the price. So this is what I'm going to do this time, and this is what I'm going to stay doing going forward. These private meetings will have a fee, but it's not going to be the ridiculous $2,500 that people are paying and they still on child support. It's not going to be the ridiculous $1,800 where you got to send 50,000 documents all over the earth and you still on child support. These people that's telling you about being a secured party creditor or secured party creditor, and yeah, if you know who I'm talking about, then you know who I'm mocking. Yes, I'm tired of people telling about all these processes, having you sending documents all over the country, and when you get through doing that, your court case is still open, you still on child support, and even worse, you can't even see your son or daughter, right? That's if you're the man. Because this wicked world we're in, especially the United States, loves to emasculate men, right? So with that being said, this meeting is going to be about, as you see up here on line 1, how to handle your child support court case and or issue. That's number 1. And I'm saying how to handle your child support court case and or issue because some of you may not have a court hearing coming up. You might be making the payments every month, right? And so when you make the payments every month, they may only review your stuff once every 3 years, however many years, 4 years, however long they wait in your state. But that doesn't mean you need to wait until you lose your job or fall behind or simply stop paying so you can have to go to court for contempt charges. However, the next thing, how to handle your court case / contempt charges after the fact. That's also what we're going to cover in the private meeting. Because just because they charge you with contempt and they send you to jail for a day or a few days, however long, or you agree to pay some money or you borrow some money from somebody, and therefore, even though they charge you with contempt, they let you stay out of jail and get rid of the contempt charge or whatever, right? You still got to know how to deal with that case, because you still may have years of child support, so-called child support, left. All right. What we're going to also learn and deal with in the meeting: how to handle the corrupt judge / magistrate. Because child support judges are corrupt. And they're not real judges, but I'm just giving you the titles they use. They call themselves judges or magistrates, which they are really, let me put a little arrow here. They are really lawyers pretending to be judges for the most part. All right, and so that's just what's going on. That is what's going on. So you're going to learn how to handle them as well. What else are you going to learn in this private meeting? How to handle the corrupt and slimy prosecutor, right, or prosecutor, who brings fraudulent charges against you. Now, I'm saying against you, but it's really not against you. And you'll learn about what that means as well. But they claim that it's against you. It's a fraud. It's not against you. It's against your person, all right? Your ens legis, your corporate trust that you either slightly know about, didn't know about, or may know all about. But even though you know all about it, they still garnishing your check. You still on child support. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And you have people who will string you along for years intentionally. Now, I have no problem with people trying methods right and teaching stuff. The same thing doesn't always work for everybody, all right? So I'm not going to try to pretend that everybody's case is exactly the same, because it's not, but they're all similar. But some of this stuff that people are putting out just plain doesn't work. They know it doesn't work. And they're just making it more and more complex, stringing you on for weeks, months, and years. And you'll find yourself online studying from now on, and you'll never have any remedy. All right? What else we're going to cover in this meeting? Because the meeting is going to have a time limit. These right here. Oh, yeah. This is one you probably didn't expect. How to deal with the corrupt child support caseworker, because they're wicked too. Now, you may or may not have to deal with them. You understand? If you don't feel that you have an issue with them, you don't have to. But you definitely going to have to deal with that fake judge. And you're definitely going to have to deal with that corrupt, slimy prosecutor that's bringing the fraudulent charges against you. That is a matter of fact. The caseworker, I'm going to put that that's optional. Now, who is this for? Who is this for? These private meetings are going to be for men who are suffering from child support, which is fraud. Because that's what it is. If you believe child support is not fraud and that paying child support makes you a man, then this is not for you. Because I'm telling you, child support is straight up fraud. So the first thing you're going to have to know is that paying child support is not helping children. I'm going to let that sink in. Paying child support, yes, is not helping your children. It is enslaving them for the future, and it's enslaving you right now. They don't give a damn. Let me repeat. The child support judge or magistrate, corrupt, slimy attorney, caseworker, and the so-called government does not give a damn about your son or daughter. That is a fact, and they sure as hell don't give a damn about you. And to her surprise, they don't give a damn about your child's mother either. All right? So this is for men who are suffering from child support, which is fraud. If you like paying child support, keep paying it. But if you know that it's a fraud or believe it's a fraud and you want justice, then this is for you. Who else is it for? Women, hold on, let me put a dash there. Women who admit that the child support system is fraud. And it's for you too. But you got some women that want to pretend this system is not fraud because they think they're getting paid, right? Emphasis on think. And I'm not even going to elaborate on it any further. You're going to learn why I use the word they think they're getting paid in the private meeting, all right? And also, you won't be disrespected in this meeting. You got some people that's out here teaching stuff, and they disrespect you while they so-called trying to teach you. That's not necessary. If you don't disrespect me, I will not disrespect you. Now, in the past, there have been some people who said some stuff that caused me to put up some videos that were less than flattering. I'll admit that. But that's because those people were insinuating that I'm trying to take somebody's money. In actuality, I was trying to put stuff up for free in the first place. I'm not trying to act like I know everything. But what we're going to talk about in this meeting, oh, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not guessing. It's not maybe. I know what I'm talking about. So, this is for men who are suffering from child support, which is fraud. And it's also for women who admit that the child support system is fraud. All right? Oh, yeah. Now let me put who this is not for. And then after we get who is not for, then I'm going to give you the information you need to contact me so we can set the meeting up and move forward. Who this is not for. So-called, and again, that's not meant to be insulting. I don't know if you are or not, child support gurus who want to steal this information and then charge thousands of dollars for it. All right, this is not for you. And so I will have a way of figuring out who you are. If you don't want to share whether you're a child support guru or not, then this is not for you, and I'm not going to help you. That's it, and that's all. Because what will happen, I give you this information, and then you'll try to pretend that it's yours and charge people thousands of dollars for it. Who else this is not for? So-called child support gurus who will take this information and then make sure you pay attention, then try to discredit it, comma, just so they can make you doubt this information and be held hostage to their overpriced services. So this is not for you. So-called child support gurus who will take this information and then try to discredit it, right? What's the reason? Just so, let's go over here, just so they can make you doubt this information and be held hostage to their overpriced services. You have dirty, filthy people who will do that. They know this information is real once they hear it, because they probably don't know what I'm talking about, but when they hear it, they're going to know it's real. So they'll try to put out videos to discredit this so you will doubt it, and so you will feel like you need to do what they're saying instead of what you're going to learn in private here. That's why I'm not going to teach it publicly. So anybody wondering why I don't just tell you what this process is, or what these methods are, or what this information is, etc., however you want to say it, it's because if I do, somebody's going to discredit it just so you can be in fear and have doubt. And if you do anything in fear and doubt, you're going to sabotage what you're doing, and it's not going to work as well, or not at all. Let me see who else this is not for, because who is not for is the most important thing. That's more important than who is for, right? Who else is this not for? Oh, yeah. So-called, you see I'm going to keep using that word a lot, child support or law teachers, right, who will take this information and then intentionally change some parts of it just so they can sabotage it and then say that this information does not work, which will then fool and trap you. Oh yeah, into believing that only their high or overpriced services can help you. Now, I know this may seem redundant, so why am I taking the time to type this out as I'm reading it to you? Part of the reason is I want you to know that this is coming from a genuine place, from the heart. I didn't think of something to type before I made this video. I'm literally typing what I would say to you in person, unscripted. All right. This is literally what I would say this meeting is going to be about, who it is for, and more importantly, who it is not for. So it's also not for so-called child support or law teachers who will take this information and then, right, intentionally change some parts of it, meaning change this information just so they can sabotage it and then say that this information does not work, which will then fool and trap you into believing that only their high or overpriced services can help you. So those are the main tricks that these type of people do, because I'm telling you, the information I'm going to give you in this private meeting, it is real. It is proven. It does work. That's it and that's all. And how long it takes to work depends on how well and how fast you implement it. Oh, let me also tell you what you're not going to learn, right? Matter of fact, I should have typed up here what you will learn over there. That's a good thing. I wish I had put it in first. What you will learn. All right, so at least you see that now. So you're gonna learn all that: how to handle your child support court case and or issue, how to handle your court case or contempt charges after the fact, how to handle the corrupt judge or magistrate, which is the lawyers pretending to be judges for the most part, how to handle the corrupt and slimy prosecutor who brings the fraudulent charges against you, how to deal with the corrupt child support caseworker. That part is optional. Who is this for? It is for men who are suffering from child support, which is fraud. Yes, it is. Even if it's your actual biological offspring, child support is still fraud. That's what I'm telling you. Or this is for women who admit that the child support system is fraud. Who this is not for? All right. So I just told you it's not for these so-called child support gurus who want to steal this information and then charge thousands of dollars for it, meaning pretending that it's their own, or so-called child support gurus who will take this information and then try to discredit it just so they can make you doubt this information and be held hostage to their overpriced services. It's also not for so-called child support or law teachers who will take this information and then intentionally change some parts of it just so they can sabotage it and then say that this information does not work, which will then fool and trap you into believing that only their high or overpriced services can help you. Now, that's a whole lot. Now, I hope I remember this last thing I was getting ready to say. What you will learn, who is this for, who this is not for. Man, it was one more thing I was getting ready to type down here, a different category. Let me see here just a moment. All right, so the thought just came back to me. What you will not be taught, right? This is key. So you will not be taught to send mail. I'm going to put mailing after mailing after mailing with little or no results. All right. You got people that are telling you processes that you're going to be mailing stuff and mailing stuff and mailing stuff, sending shit all over the country. Excuse me for saying it like that, but that's what it is. And it can piss a person off. It can piss a man off. Or in the rare cases, a woman who's fighting this system. Well, you got to send this document over here, then you send that document over there, and then you get this kind of stamp, and then you sign it this way, and then you get this person's stamp, and then you get that certified, get this authenticated. That's some bullshit. I'm not telling you that all of that is garbage, but most of it is bullshit. They got you jumping through unnecessary hoops, either because they're ignorant and don't know any better, or they're stupid, they believe in stuff that they know themselves doesn't work, or they're just evil and lying to you so they can drag the process on, and you constantly listening and listening and listening. And there's nothing wrong with listening to people over and over, but you actually need to learn something at some point. So I'm not going to have you sending mailing after mailing after mailing with little or no results. You're going to do what you need to do. You're going to do it right. You're going to proofread, right? As they would say in industries like construction, you're going to measure twice and cut once. You understand? You're going to dot all your I's and cross your T's, and then you're going to send the stuff one time. And maybe, depending on the situation, a second or a third time. And that's not going to be back to back every week. All right? So we're not playing that game. What else will you not be taught? You will not be taught to go into the courtroom and pretend to be Superman. All right? I'm not going to teach you that. There may be a few of you who have the guts or the balls or the audacity and skill to go into the court when they're charging you with contempt or when they're just trying to raise it to a higher amount, whatever the case may be, and actually be successful. But that's mostly some bullshit too. These people have tasers, they have billy clubs, they have pistols. You have to go in unarmed through a metal detector. So that's not a fair situation when you're in that temple of Baal, which is a place for demons, all right? So you're going to learn to handle this shit outside of their court, handling it in your court, all right? So this should be good news. And last but not least, you're not going to be taught to pick dumb fights. So this is what I mean. You need to pick your battles. If you paying child support every month, I'm not going to tell you to intentionally stop paying. That's if you can afford it now. If you're making your payments every month and you can actually afford it right now, then just keep paying that shit while doing this process that I'm telling you. Then you will be able to peacefully get rid of their ass. You understand what I'm saying? There's no need to fight if you don't need to. Now, if you cannot afford it, then if you cannot afford child support, you certainly need to have a private meeting with me, because you will be able to afford this meeting. Because whatever you paying for child support, I guarantee you this meeting is going to cost less than that. Matter of fact, it's going to cost less than half of that. Matter of fact, it's probably going to cost less than a fourth of what you're paying, and I don't even know what you're paying. So unless you got 30 or 40 children and they got you paying $10 a month for each child, this private meeting is going to cost less than a fourth of what your 1 month child support would be. You can't say that for these gurus charging you $1,800 and $1,500 and $2,500. I done seen various prices online because I look out here to see what people are saying and doing, and I have my reasons for coming with this information right now. Because basically, I'm tired of the bullshit, right? And I know you are too. So with that being said, I'm not going to tell you stop paying them and then make your life harder going through some extra legal shit. If you can afford it, just make the monthly payment. If you can't afford but half of it, make half of it. Do whatever your ass got to do to stay out their court. But also, if you have to go to their court, right, meaning it's not within your control at this point, we got something for that too. But I'm trying to make you have the easiest route. Don't be Superman if you ain't got to be. But if they want to drag you into their court, we got something for their asses too. All right? Before they drag you in, when they drag you in, and after. But I'm going to emphasize before you even have a hearing. All right? And if they've already drugged you in there and defrauded you more, we're going to handle their ass after the fact. All right, so with that being said, let me share next how you can contact me and set up the meeting. All right, so if you have watched this far, you are at the end of this video. So, how to contact me and set up a private meeting. One way, this might just be the main way. If I add any more ways, I'll probably put it under this video as we go forward, or put up another video like this one as an update. So how to contact me and set up a private meeting? Send an email to no more BS at childsupportgreed.com. Right? So no more bullshit is what that stands for. Right? So that's going to be the email, no more BS at childsupportgreed.com. And in that email, your subject line will be simply private meeting. And also know that you will sign an NDA or a non-disclosure agreement, right? Or you're going to do it verbally. You're either going to sign it or verbally agree to it. The non-disclosure agreement is so that the meeting remains private, so that there's not some audio or video recording of it online, putting out the information so these so-called child support gurus can steal it, discredit it, manipulate it, sabotage it, etc., etc. And I'm going to have a way during that meeting to be able to track who saw what. You understand? So I'm going to just give you a hint. You see me typing into this, we'll just call it a notepad here, right? You see me typing into this, right? This is where you can create software and programs, right? So I'm not a novice when it comes to software and programming whatsoever. So if I want to track something, I know how to do it, but I've chosen to try to treat men and the few women that'll come on here with the respect that they deserve, so long as they treat me with the same. But if I find out you violated this agreement, just understand that I'm going to let you know about it, and there's going to be some repercussions. And that's all I can say. So what do I mean by non-disclosure agreement? Anything that you could copyright, just like you can copyright a book or a music, right? So when you learn something and you're able to articulate it in your own words, then that it becomes yours. But what you're not going to do is just take what I'm giving you and then steal it or manipulate it or twist it so that people who need this affordable process or this information that I'm teaching will turn away from it thinking that it's not real. Because this is going to help a lot of men, right? Hopefully this will give you the leverage you need to be able to be treated like a living soul or a human being and be able to be in your offspring's life without being treated like a slave. So send the email to no more BS, which stands for no more bullshit, at childsupportgreed.com. Subject line, private meeting. And by the way, it don't matter if this stuff is upper or lowercase. I just like to do that for clarity. Email addresses by nature, all right, are case insensitive. As long as you spell it right, it don't matter which one you capitalize or don't. Just like a website name. You go to Child Support Greed, it doesn't care which one of those letters you upper or lowercase. Just putting that out there just in case some people who are not as tech savvy might be wondering. All right, with that, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And if you are suffering from the child support system and need help, please do not overlook what I'm telling you here, because this will help you. If you do it right, stick it out, stay with it, it will help you. And with that, I'm going to say, have a good day.